Good morning, Kasturians. Let's study biology. As we were studying molecular basis of inheritance, let's continue with this chapter only. So now we are going to study central dogma. What is central dogma? Central dogma means the flow of genetic information from DNA to protein is known as central dogma. What does it mean? DNA is transcribed to RNA and then RNA is further translated to protein. This process is known as central dogma of molecular biology. This can be asked for 2 or 3 marks question. Further, this DNA can replicate itself and make 2 copies, and one copy, the replicated DNA is then transcribed to RNA and then RNA is translated to protein. As we have known from earlier presentation that DNA has a double helical structure, and it was given by Watson and Crick. They have told us that a DNA molecule consists of 2 polynucleotide strands which are coiled together in a helical manner. This is Watson and this is Crick. Watson got the Nobel Prize at the age of 34. Now some silent features about DNA. DNA has a double-stranded polynucleotide molecule. It has sugar and phosphate backbone. Let's study from the diagram. Okay. This is the backbone of sugar and phosphate. And inside we have base pairs. Base pairs are of 2 kinds, purines and pyrimidines. This is known as major groove and this part is known as minor groove. The distance between 2 base pair is 0.34 nanometer, and while in a turn, like the distance between one major groove and one minor groove is 3.4 nanometers. The diameter of DNA is 2 nanometers and we have 2 anti-parallel strands. One runs in the 5' to 3' direction while the other runs in the 3' to 5' direction. You can see here the base pairs has hydrogen bondings in between them. See, guanine gets bonded with cytosine, adenine gets bonded to the thymine. Now about packaging. Packaging of DNA in prokaryotes. Prokaryotes are the simpler organisms. They do not have a well-defined nucleus, so the DNA or the genetic material is scattered. The DNA is associated with proteins. The red particle is known as is protein in it. This is a simple prokaryotic cell, and here the genetic material is known as nucleoid. Now about the packaging of DNA in eukaryotes. DNA is an acidic part and it is negatively charged, so it is stabilized by a positively charged protein which is basic in nature, is known as histone protein. These are histone protein 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This together forms an octamer structure. The histone is positively charged and it is basic amino acid, and which 2 amino acid it consists? It consists of lysine and arginine. The packaging in eukaryotes consists of 4 histone molecules, 4 in forward and 4 to its backward, and together they were held by another histone which is known as H1, and this one is H2A, H2B, H3 and H4, and behind them it itself has H2A, H2B, and H3 and H4, and this red part is the DNA. The circle part are the histone molecule, which are basic in nature and are positively charged, while the acidic DNA is coiled around it. Together, this the this this packaging is known as nucleosome model. Can you see? It is written core of 8 histone molecules. The DNA in eukaryotes is held like this. So it looks like a beads on the string. Look at the structure, this yellow part. Let me zoom it for you. Yes, this yellow one. This is H1 histone. It is known as linker histone. While this red part is octamer structure, it has H2A, H2B, H3 and H4 histone. And this is coiled, or you can say DNA is wrapped around this octamer structure, and this yellow part, which is H1 histone, it act as holding the octamer structure. You can see it in it looks like beads on the string. This is the model of nucleosome. And all together this nucleosome form repeating units to form a structure known as chromatin. The chromatin is further condensed at metaphase stage and it forms chromosome. And now we have two things, euchromatin, heterochromatin. Euchromatin is the loosely form of chromatin. Like that means it is not the densely compacted form, it is loosely, so it will stain lightly, and it is transcriptionally active. That means it can be easily transcripted to RNA, and further it will be translated to protein. While on the other hand, heterochromatin is more densely packed, so it takes the stain in very darkly, and hence it is known as heterochromatin. See this line, euchromatin is transcriptionally active than heterochromatin. That means euchromatin can be easily converted to protein, while heterochromatin first has to be converted to euchromatin and then it will be converted to protein. Till now, the structure of DNA was given by Watson and Crick, but it was not described that genetic material is DNA. So some scientists came into picture and they gave transforming principle. So the scientist who gave the transforming principle was Griffith. He conducted a transforming principle over bacteria. The name of the bacteria is Streptococcus pneumonia, and he took mice. He took two strains of the bacteria. One is virulent, that means disease causing. It has smooth strain, while the other is non-virulent. It has rough strain. That means it is not even disease causing. What Griffith did, he took both the strain, rough strain which is non-disease causing and smooth strain which was disease causing. So he took the mice and the non-virulent strain, the strains of the bacteria which were not causing disease, and he injected that strain to mice, and what he saw, that mice is still living. And another experiment, what he did, he took smooth strain which is disease causing, and he injected it inside the mice, and he saw that mice dies. Later, he took smooth strain again, which was disease causing, but he heat killed the strain and then injected inside the mice, and what he saw, that mice is still living. In the fourth experiment, he took both the strains, rough strain and heat killed smooth strain. The rough strain was non-disease causing and the heat killed smooth strain was not disease causing over here. But what he saw in this, he took a mixture of both. Then he saw that mice is dying. Why this is happening? This is happening because the R strain got converted by the heat killed smooth strain. That means the virulent nature of smooth strain gets converted into the R strain and ultimately the mice dies. This is known as Frederick Griffith transforming principle. Let's move on to the conclusion. If you want to read, you can read by pausing the video over here. Still, the scientist was in a dicey situation that what is the nature of the genetic material. He was knowing that the mice dies due to the heat killed S strain when both the strains are mixed together because the transformation of S strain to because the transformation of R strain to S strain due to the transfer of genetic material. That means the genetic material of S strain got transferred into the R strain and which causes the death of mice. Now 3 more scientists came into picture and they were Harvey, MacLeod and McCarty. They worked together to determine the biochemical nature of the transforming principle of Griffith experiment. What is the genetic material? So they took purified biochemicals or biomolecules, you can say that. And what were the biomolecules? They were proteins, DNA and RNA from the heat killed S strain. And he also took a digestive enzyme, the enzymes which can digest the biomolecules. What Harvey, MacLeod and McCarty did, they took heat killed S strain and added proteases enzyme. Proteases enzyme works as a digestive enzyme for protein and they took live R strain. What they saw, the transformation of R strain to S strain. This transformation concluded that proteases is not the genetic material. Later, they took, instead of proteases, they took RNases. RNases is the enzyme which digests the RNA. And all these procedures were same. Similar thing happens to this also, like transformed of R strain to S strain. In the last experiment, they took digestive enzyme DNases. What is the work of DNases? DNases act as the digestive enzyme for DNA. So they took heat killed S strain and DNases and live R strain. But here the R strain is unable to convert into S strain. That concluded that DNA is the only thing that is passing over from one generation to another, and they concluded that DNA is the genetic material. The experiment was all correct, but still some of the scientists were not convinced by it, so they performed some other experiment. Now the third part of the scientist came into picture and they were Alfred Hershey and Martha. And they gave genetic material as DNA. How? They took a bacterial cell and they infected the bacterial cell by virus and it formed bacteriophage. Bacteriophage looks like this. I'll zoom it out for you. So zooming in, this is the head part of the bacteriophage. This is known as head and this is collar. This is the neck part and it has a sheath, protective sheath over the neck, and this is the tail fibers. What the bacteriophage is doing, they took another bacterial cell and infected the bacterial cell with this bacteriophage. What is a bacteriophage? Bacteriophage is the bacteria infected by virus. As this bacteriophage infected this bacterial cell, it passed on its genetic material to the bacterial cell, and then this genetic material is replicated inside the bacterial cell, and further, after the replication and the production of new bacteriophage in the other bacterial cell is completed, they ruptures the cell wall of the second bacterial cell and came out. You can see this is the virus particle, and this is the bacteriophage, and it has virus DNA. So what Martha and Hershey saw that viral genetic material become the part of the bacterial genome and manufactured more virus particle using the host content. And what is the host over here? Host is the second bacterial cell. And they discovered that protein or DNA from the virus is entering in the bacteria. They were not even sure that what is entering. So they have to perform another experiment to support this experiment. So in Blender's experiment, what Martha and Hershey did is they grew these viruses again in a medium and labeled them by radioactive phosphorus and sulfur. The radioactive phosphorus provides radioactive DNA but not radioactive protein, because phosphor is present in DNA, not in protein, while the radioactive sulfur, the viruses which are grown under the radioactive sulfur has radioactive protein but not radioactive DNA. Why not radioactive DNA? Because sulfur is present inside the protein, not in DNA. So the illustration is like this. The bacteriophage which is having protein which is radio labeled, that means it is radio labeled by sulfur. So it infected another bacterial cell, and what they saw, no radio labeled genetic material is transferred into the bacterial cell, while in the other it is having radio labeled genetic material because it is radio labeled by phosphorus. And what they saw, radio labeled something goes inside. So according to this experiment, what is concluded is that the radio labeled thing which is going inside is the genetic material, not the protein coat. Similar things are written over here. You can pause and read it out. Now according to them, what are the criteria to be the genetic material? The genetic material should generate replica, that it must replicate to further go into the next generation, and it should be chemically as well as structurally stable so as it does not get breaks down easily. It should show slow mutation, and it should express the Mendelian character which we have studied in the earlier chapter, and these all features were not fulfilled by the protein. So protein is not the genetic material. RNA or DNA fulfill all these things, so they are or they must be the genetic material. And it was clarified from the experiment that DNA is the genetic material because it is the one which is passing on from one generation to another. Now let's study the difference between DNA and RNA. I will be giving you assignments and you have this question in it. So the difference between DNA and RNA. DNA has high molecular weight while RNA has low molecular weight. DNA is made up of 2 strands while it is made up of single strand. DNA has deoxyribose sugar. What does it mean? It does not have oxygen at the second carbon and it has ribose sugar. In this, the base pair thymine is present and in RNA, uracil is present. In DNA, unusual nitrogen bases are absent, while in RNA, unusual bases are present. DNA is the genetic material of majority of organisms, while RNA is the genetic material of only some viruses. Next thing will be continue in the next class. Thank you.